some of them off your videos and some of them off of your or off of my stream. So the first one, Battlefield of Eternity, that we lost yesterday. I just wanted to take a look at one fight on there.
Okay.
It's the fight where Valise gets destroyed. It's somewhere around, I think it's somewhere around level 16, maybe something like that.
Well, we were up against a goofy comp.
It's the one that happens in the top, by the top camp. So funny when it's going this fast. Yeah, it's after they get a top mortal. So yeah, it's got to be around 16, maybe 13. I don't know. It's got to be 16. Oh yeah, we got that one. Look at that.
We got that one full shields.
That was a pretty good one, yeah.
I think, if I recall correctly, we got picks before the immortal phase. So they just couldn't do anything.
Damn, the volume.
Like, probably hit Control S. Oh, what? Did I disconnect during this game?
Oh, you did, yeah. Left as host. Sucks. Well, let me see what time it's supposed to be at. Hold on 1 second.
I no longer have control of the...
Are you in it again?
I'm in it again, but I can't...
Oh, I'm the one who's controlling it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's after this mortal. It is a 16 fight. Okay. I don't know how to do the control on it like you do, so I'm gonna slow it down so I don't.
Yeah.
So this was actually pretty good here, I thought.
I thought so too.
We did pretty good on this part here.
Yeah, between Hanzo and Vala, we have like a lot of poke that they can't really like, contest.
And I didn't get too crazy with any diving in or anything, so it was. And everybody's positioning was good too, so. Then this is it right here. So if you listen to the comms in it, it's the comms are like, let's go contest top camp is what happens.
Yeah.
Now, you can't slow it down more than.
No, you gotta like stutter, pause it.
Okay.
Like, normal's the lowest it goes.
So what happens is, so the call was made, let's go contest top camp because we're on even talent tiers. Sounds good. So what happens here is everyone postures around where Diablo is. Everybody postures up there. All of us.
Can you hit E for me? I guess that's just on my end. I get to control it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So we're all posturing there.
Yeah. So we all posture where Diablo is right now, and so we all get right there. Kerrigan comes over, and what I think I should have done after I watch this is I shouldn't have engaged on the Kerrigan. I was too worried about Kerrigan the whole time, and I think that was a bad thing for me. I should have waited. I should have been more patient, and so I slide onto her, which is the start of the badness. And the point of this is I'm not trying to blame other people in this. I just want to show you about how the positioning of the entire team, everybody is very, very bad in how we do this engage. So I slide in and I stun the Kerrigan and the Diablo. Then then we'll watch through the damage. Both damage dealers the whole entire time for this entire fight that actually goes on for a good like 10 or 15 seconds. The entire time, except for maybe a couple shots, they are only attacking Diablo. That's it. Everybody, it's just all on Diablo. Vlies goes in. He, I try to mosh, but then Diablo gets. I actually get a 4-man mosh, but Diablo gets ulted right before by Uther. The reason why your ancestral totally gets fucked is because Malthael puts the -50 debuff onto all of us except for, I think it's Lit that doesn't get hit by it. And then so Diablo flips me, so the mosh is shut off pretty instantaneously. And still this entire time, and you'll see it, the DPS, both DPS are attacking Diablo the whole time. He has at one point plus 65 armor between Uther talents and his own talents, and the DPS is just laying into him. And all the while, this entire time, if you watch down, like down in the shadows, down on the bottom, kind of like where Uther is right now, down in that area.
Yeah.
Raynor is sitting there, doing nothing but just shooting at us, and nobody's doing a damn thing about it. And nobody even looks at him. Nobody touches him. I think you maybe hit him with the wolf strike thing once. Yeah. But that's all that it is. And so I'll play it out, and you know, you can see. I wish I could give you control so you could pause it whenever you wanted to, but that's what happens. And so watch how everybody. So right here, I slide. That is not a good place to go, because not only am I going away from the team, but there's nothing really that we're gonna win off of this. So I do not think this is a good slide. And look here right now, where everybody's looking, everybody's attacking Diablo, and Raynor and Malthael are just sitting there, ready to do whatever they want to do. So there's where the Hanzo arrow stuns the Malthael right there, and then the DPS run away because of the ult from
Ooh, I hope
Diablo.
I hope I cleanse Arthas here. He's got that -50 healing.
There's your ancestral that did almost nothing because of that damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then here's the mosh pit, but right beforehand, Diablo gets invulnerable, so he flips me here in just a second.
It looks like you got displaced by something. I think you might have gotten hit by Raynor's Q. That's the only thing that makes sense that it would have moved you up like that.
Gotcha. And so there's where that whole thing went down like that.
Yeah.
Now Diablo's really low, sure, but I don't know if you saw he had.
But it was definitely bait. Like, but Malthael stepped right up in our faces, and if we had like collapsed on him, he would have just exploded.
Yeah, and still, you can look at Hanzo right now. Hanzo and Vala are both attacking Diablo. Yeah, Diablo. They're just shooting Diablo.
Even though they've got 2 half health, like, tanks in front of them.
Exactly.
Well, now they're switching, but...
now they're switching
because they're
running away. Yeah. And surprisingly, actually, we get 2 kills. So they finish off them now. Now that they start attacking them, it's like, oh shit, look, we killed their DPS. Look at how fast that worked. And that was 2v5. Like, that was great. But now everybody gets cleaned up right here.
I can tell you what they're gonna say though. If you had also like locked down Diablo, like, we would have gotten that kill and turned the team fight.
He wasn't even out of their range though.
The thing is, they used D shield for Diablo, so like they weren't gonna get that kill anyway. What we needed to do was target a squishy, get the D shield out, and then just switch targets and blow like Kerrigan up. If we focus Malthael and he gets D shielded, and then we just like switch targets or like disengage.
And let me see if I don't fuck this up by rewinding, but let's see what happens. The crazy part is that Malthael is right in front of both of them.
I want to see exact like, yeah, I want to watch this again. Let's see.
Oh shit, you got like disconnected again? Or are you
no,
in it now?
I'm in it. I'm in it.
Oh, okay.
It's just a little bugged out.
I can't move the camera. Oh shoot, I didn't go back far enough. What's crazy?
Try using a middle mouse to move the camera.
Okay. Is that Malthael was in front of them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. I think you might be host now. I have no controls.
Oh yeah, I am again.
Yep.
That's so weird.
It is. It's so fucked up, dude. This thing is so... I can't believe they haven't fixed this.
Oh god. Okay, so... we know that they're here now.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, like... There should be a call for either Raynor or Malthael.
Yep.
Probably Malthael. And we all need to collapse on him and focus him. Like, Uther's actually so far out of position that you could focus on, like, standing... can you see my pings? Like, right here in front of Raynor, and just, like, booping him away to, like...
Oh, yeah.
As he steps up.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and like I said, this is not like a blame the DPS or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm pointing out how badly we go at these fights, and it's everybody. It's everybody on the team. I mean, maybe with the exclusion of you, especially in this fight, because I mean, where else you get? You're around the team, so it's like, yeah, I don't know what else you can do, but you know, that's what happens. It's really bad from everybody. I mean, we're all choked up there at the top. No, like you said, we should be going for this Malthael and Raynor that are just standing there out in the open below us. I can easily slide that Malthael right now, but I choose to slide the Kerrigan.
Valise was probably just eating up his zombies in that, like, de-heal, like, effect. And oh yeah. Man. Just looking at the talents real quick. And, like, we went... Oh my gosh, what is the... Sorry, I'm trying to see something here.
See that 65 armor Diablo has right now?
Mm-hmm.
I was too worried that whole game about that Kerrigan. Yeah, you see, I was just focusing on peeling her. I don't know. I definitely needed to not focus her as much. I was just looking at Kerrigan the entire time, worried that she was going to jump on the back line.
Yeah, just focus firing is just like such a huge part of this game. It's like you can be in the exact same position, have the perfect comp every single time, but if you're not like all shooting at the same things, that you're never gonna get anywhere. I'm trying to decide if I like this Giant Slayer pick at 16 on Hanzo. So it's not like they're that tanky.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, all they have is really Diablo. I don't know that that's making or breaking his build at all, but I'm not too familiar with all the options at that level. I guess.
Normally it's piercing arrows just to get more value out of all the resources you've put into multi-shot or scatter shot.
Right.
But like I can see why he didn't pick that, because like this map's kind of open except when you're fighting over the immortal, and it can be kind of like awkward to get those bounces. I don't know.
Yeah, and I was going with the build that you were recommending in the video for like tonight, and it was good. I liked.
Oh yeah, doesn't it just feel good to like have wave clear all of a sudden? Like. Yeah,
you know, it's definitely reduces my hero damage, but obviously I don't. It shouldn't be my job anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, this build is recommended. It was recommended by Grubby, but it is a Hero League build, so it's a little bit different than what we would be looking for all the time.
Right. And like another thing to consider is that if you take if I take Prog Rock, I take Aggressive Shredding, just because I get to get more activations of Prog Rock, like just by auto attacking.
What level is that
at 16.
Oh, okay.
Basic.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
So there's just a little bit of synergy there. Otherwise, like on this map, normally they're gonna have like racers, like auto attackers, and Imposing Presence gets a lot of value.
Yeah.
I don't know that I ever take Showstopper.
Gotcha.
Like,
Yeah, that's like I said, that's just the one that's recommended in
Mhm.
almost every build, but that's because it's they're Hero League builds and they're meant for just giving you that extra armor,
right.
you know. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm open to. I mean,
That's
I can see the prog walker.
What's funny is there's like a quest indicator on loudspeakers at 4 right now, which is definitely not a thing.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
Do you see that? Like the little yellow exclamation mark on it?
No,
I think it's just like a glitch on mine.
Yeah, I can't even see like what. Like if I click on skills, it doesn't even show me what everybody's like cooldowns are or anything but their like portrait.
Oh,
It's totally bugged.
you have, if you like 1 through 0, I think, selects different heroes.
Yeah, it's not working. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's like super bugged, but yeah. Yep. But yeah, so that was one of the fights that I wanted to show you. The next one.
I can see why. Yeah.
Yeah, the next thing that I wanted to go over. Well, the next thing, I watched the whole replay, and it was really, really good. And I think I know why, or at least my assessment of it. The win that we had last night, though, I think it was the only win.
Braxis holdout.
That we won. The Braxis holdout.
Yeah.
I was playing Tyrael. Now, we had almost no CC except for you, and I think, I mean, the people we played against may not have been that good, but one of the things that was really, really good that we were able to do, and was that Bacon, for some reason, he was just freely calling out targets. He had not done that at all the entire night except for that game. I don't know if it's because we were feeling good because we were winning, and so he was just like jumping on calling out targets, but he was calling out a target, and Lit was following what target he was going after, and so would Valise, and then I was just there to provide shields and body block, and it was working out really good.
Yep.
And yeah, and I was throwing down Sanctification when everybody was getting hurt. So I don't know if that comp just works, or I mean, if Bacon calls out targets, it might work better because everybody else will follow suit. I know it's typically a tank job, but that's just my assessment. If you watch that, if you watch it with comms, pay attention to that and see what you think.
I guess I could watch that on YouTube.
I have it on my. If you watch on my,
Can you link me?
What's that?
Can you link me?
Yeah. If you just watch on my Twitch channel, you can see the stream. Yeah, it's on that one. And then if you just watch the stream, and it's I don't know the time. It's past like, it's got to be past like, I don't know, a couple hours into it. In the video from the 26th.
So video 26th. Hop around, look for.
Oh yeah, it's 3 hours, and the draft starts at 3 hours 7 minutes is where the draft starts.
Is there a specific fight I'm looking for?
No, the whole game goes fantastic. Actually, we do really, really well. Like I said, just pay attention to the comms.
Just like whatchamacallit, the game we played with Varian, where everyone understood, like, okay, this is a mid-game comp where like we come alive, and so just everyone play passive, play smart, don't like let them snowball, and then start taking over the game late. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and on top of it all, like I said, if you listen to the comms, you can tell that there's a lot of Bacon calling out targets that he wants to attack, and it totally pushes the team into doing that. Like I said, I mean, even if you watch, like, if you listen to, like, I don't know if you were streaming tonight to be able to listen to comms, but if you even just like watch the way that I play with like Yonners and Curios, there's a lot of where Curios and Yonners are picking a target, and then I'm just assisting in it. I don't know if I've just become too comfortable with that playstyle, and I'm willing to work on being more vocal about it. I need to. But what I'm saying is that it may work better if we've got Bacon, if there's follow-up to that, because they're, you know, they're not going, it's not happening where I'm able to be calling the targets and then people are able to follow up. Either I'm out of position and they're not able to get to where I'm actually calling, or, you know, I'm picking a target that maybe isn't appropriate at the time. Whatever it may be, if you listen to the comms in the Braxis holdout game from yesterday, you'll see that Bacon was calling out targets the entire time, calling out, and people were following it. People were focus firing, and that's why we won. And then if you watch the other games, it totally disappears. It's like he totally stops doing it, and it's weird because he was basically playing solo lane, so I don't know if he was like more hyper aware of what was going on because he was trying to pay attention and not get ganked as a solo laner, but I don't know. I'm not too sure.
I don't know. I get why it's usually the tank, because they usually need to use their like engage slash CC the moment that somebody like steps up. And so if you've got like the micro game of telephone where the person in the back tells the person in front to do a thing, and then they have to react to that, and then like I get, but like at our level, I don't see it really being like a problem having like a damage dealer call out a target.
Yeah.
Especially one that's often on melee anyway, just in the 4-man. Like that, I was so surprised the last time we played Medivh or Maev rather, like he felt so like passive, like he felt like trepidatious or something, and he wouldn't aggressively E in, which is what we were doing before when she had the armor and everything. And I think that you still have to do that. I think you have to still like aggressively use your E to engage. And then,
oh yeah, definitely, it scares people. But yeah, and then if we could go take a look at the Infernal Shrines, that one you had I watched your entire video. I really liked the stuff that you were saying in that. But I want to point out a couple things in a couple of the fights. And unfortunately, I have timestamps on your videos, not in the game.
That's fine. Like that works for me.
So, we can always go to your video and I can tell you the timestamps and tell you what I think about the fights, and then you can like watch it.
Sure. Should I watch this Braxis game first?
No, I mean you can watch that on your own.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can watch that on your own sometime and tell me what you think about it. But yeah, my only comment was I just thought I watched the whole Braxis game, and like I said, if you watch it with comms, it's amazing. It's amazing how different of a game it was than all the rest of them. And my assessment is it's because Bacon was calling.
I got the analysis video on Shrines that I posted. What are the timestamps? There's like a little Inception thing going on with my camera, because I've got my camera is in the video, and also I'm recording myself watching the video now, and the camera's there again.
Sorry, I don't even know. I pasted the link here. That way I would know, because I don't remember what number it was that you have there. Copy, paste. Okay. First timestamp is. Oh shoot, I mixed them. I'm doing like a couple of different things. So, ETC gets eaten. Greymane jumps on Junkrat, is super far forward. Junkrat. Oh, okay. Okay, let me find it. I know what fight this is. Oh, there it is. Okay, I did put it. Man, my notes are just shitty. 23-21, I believe. 23-20, somewhere around there. Let's see what fight. Let's see what happens here.
Alright, I am paused at 23-20.
Yeah, I'm seeing if this is the right one. I think it is. Let me see. Alright, I'm at 23-30 and it hasn't happened yet. I wrote 23-21 in your video. Oh, yeah, I missed it. Jeez, it happened so fast. Okay, so in this, and so it's actually closer to 22:43 is where like before the fight is like kind of where it starts up at. So go to 22:43 and then let me know when you hit play.
I am there. I will count down and say 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so in this one, it's I get eaten by Stitches, and then right there, you could even go back a little further so you have more time to see it. The Junkrat dies. Now, in your video and the way that you were looking at the fight, it was impossible for you to see, but you were well within range to de-shield Junkrat to save him from getting killed by the, and we would have gotten the counter kill onto the Greymane because he was so far out of position that he even jumped in on Bacon and Junkrat. Now
I can't. Oh, it's further back. Okay, so when Junkrat dies, where is he?
Yeah. And so Junkrat, I mean, I question the positioning of them anyways. Like you were saying, and I think you're right. And a lot, they were riding my ass the entire time, actually. A lot. I don't know if that's because they wanted to get in on those engages that I was throwing out there or what it was, but they were definitely right up on my ass the entire time. Greymane was out of position though. If he would have got a D-shield, it would have been fine. But I think this is based on listening to what you're talking about the entire time. You and I definitely were just on totally different pages. With regards to like the whole having to have Mosh and D-shield at the same time. Like, I thought that was just like, if it happens that I get a good Mosh, you throw a D-shield on me. But it sounded to me like more like you were waiting for me to Mosh and use D-shield.
Absolutely. It's like our whole team fight. Because there's no one else to cast it on offensively. Like, normally, like, you draft, like, Genji or Greymane, someone who can dive in and use it. But, like, you're the only target. Otherwise, I'm just using it to save. And, like, we like, it's ideal to use it that way. It's not, like, necessary. I would agree that, like, it was probably just a reaction time thing. I wasn't expecting him to get jumped and, like, because I'm looking at it, and, like, 2 seconds beforehand, he's at full health. And we have, like, some sort of, like, root, like, stun on the person right in front of him. I probably just was not expecting him to die because we don't pick Junkrat that much, and you have to. And
like I said, your camera is not really actually over. You can't really see him in your view, even though you're in range because you don't have your camera pushed down.
Did you watch the live one? Because my camera in the review isn't indicative of where I necessarily.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because you're looking at. I didn't look at the live one. No, I forgot you're doing this off of the replay. But
yeah, I'm not sure where my camera was, like, or what I was clicking on. I probably was pretty focused on you. Like, my giant mouse is over ETC right now, but it looks like you've got single digits left on Mosh. Like on the cooldown.
Then you can. I don't know if you had something to follow up on that.
No, I just want to watch this real quick and see what happens exactly.
All right, I'll find the next one so that I
have
it ready. And then I mean and by the way, I mean everything that you're saying about even like how we re-engage and stuff, totally agree. I mean it's not optimal at all. It's really bad. I missed it, and then I missed the Mosh. I mean it's just there's a lot of just bad stuff that happens. I do think that we fought too much. I know that.
Well, that's the thing. Like I think I said that at some point where like if the cooldowns aren't aligned, we can just trade top fort for bottom fort with the Immortal. Like it's not a big deal, and then we can take the next team fight when we're all ready to go. Like. The idea is to just use these like super oppressive and like synergistic like heroics to get a team wipe for like maximum value, but instead we're just sort of like I don't know, kind of really wishy-washy with how we approach the shrine and our comp. And this like every one of these, like sometimes I forget to say it, but the impetus is on me. Like if you watch the video, at no point. Like, in the beginning, I should be, like, talking about this stuff. And usually, and this bugs me a little bit, that I have to, like, call out what the lanes need to be and who needs to be jungling. And, like, that to me seems, like, self-evident. But I understand not everybody watches as much, like, theory craft as me. And, like, But, and then on top of it, I have, in this situation, I guess I needed to, like, tell everybody like what our game plan is going to be in terms of like approaching team fights, and like this is the hardest part about being like draft callers, being like, okay, what do we have? What did they have? Trying to plan out like, okay, I didn't ask Valise if he was going to take adaptation or isolation. If he takes isolation, I have to think about like what the optimal target is for it,
right?
So that he can do that.
But he didn't throw it on the optimal target, unfortunately. I mean, I totally agree with your assessment in there. It's very weird. I'm not too sure. It seemed like he just threw it on whoever was harassing at the time.
Mm-hmm. And on top of that, clearly I didn't make it clear that like the divine mosh pit is our whole like team fight, like numero uno, like the point of it. And then I don't know how I feel about I mean the Riptire is fine. It's just so like awkward to do with mosh pit because you can just push everybody out of it. Like you just have to time it so it hits at like the last second.
I've got something to say about one of those later on in the video for sure.
Oh, is it the one where I talk about how he like detonates it on the wrong side and like just pushes them out of our pick?
No, I did see that and I agree, but I'm not as pissed off about that one. So the next thing, 3853. Now, the only thing that I wanted to say about this is so you know when I'm telling you this morning on what I was talking to you about this morning on Discord, like telling you about like what I get irritated about with regards to like the video. I know exactly what I fucked up when I fucked it up, and what makes me what gives me that feeling where I'm upset about it is the way that you go on for like 50 seconds about how I should have waited to boop the drag or the cleansing flame. I knew the second I did it, I shouldn't have W'd it.
Oh, then you're a step ahead of me because I wasn't thinking about it at all. Like, I don't know if you caught that, but I was talking about how both of us like fucked up.
No,
and if you were thinking about it in the game, like it didn't even occur to me until like well after it happened. Like, oh, yeah, that was like the one way she gets out of it, and it's just bad play.
Well, Alex Truss is like my favorite character.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
I knew the second I W'd too fast, I knew that it was the wrong thing to do.
But I go on and on about it.
Yeah, and I was just upset because.
But like look at it from my point of view. Like for anyone to like for sure get use out of this, I have to like start at the point where like I have to talk about everything, or else I'm just gonna be doing double work when like questions come up. It's not anything to do with you. Like I just have to make sure. Like if I'm not thorough, then I shouldn't even be putting in the time to do this. Like and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Next one is it's the fight that starts around 41:29. It's kind of a long drawn out thing. But the one thing that you can just start it at 41:29. The one thing that is really bothersome about this. So we had.
I think this is this Greymane like flip that we get.
Yes.
The thing that the premier problem with this is that Lit said literally nothing about it. Like he just did it into a vacuum, and
I mean, I followed up right on top. So did you.
But we did at the same time.
We stacked ours a little bit. We stacked our stuns a little bit, and he got away. Now, him even getting away isn't even the thing that I'm most pissed off about. If you actually watch it and listen to comms, let's see where it goes to. Let me see where it is in the video. So I'm at 41:35, 41:37. So he gets knocked in. I slide. You hammer. We do damage. He jumps out. Okay. Yep. He got away. Unfortunately, that really sucks. And then they're all right now. They're all pretty zoned out. I think you rewind it to relook at it again. Now I'm at 42:34. It looks like you're gonna play it. Yeah, you're replaying it at 42:34. So there's, I mean, your analysis on all of it is totally correct. I totally agree. And then what happens is Felice does this. He's kind of in a weird spot, like you said. I'm not too sure exactly what's going on. I get totally chunked by this by KTZ. He totally fucks us. Me. He totally fucks me. I get totally screwed up by him. And that's at 43:47. And then if we move forward, what happens is then if you listen to comms, okay, right now they're all running away. I'm at 10% health maybe, and Junkrat's still firing balls at a gray man that he doesn't even know if he's there or not. And the Anubarak's like walking up top doing something. I'm not too sure.
Are you watching your?
No, I'm watching your video. It's at 43:53. But I'm listening to my VODs to hear the voice chat. So what I wanted to point out in this, in the comms, Bacon, he Odin's up. There's nobody to even attack. There's no enemies there. And he Odin's up, and literally in the comms he says, "Fuck it, hits R, Odin's up with no enemies to attack." He shoots 1 W at the Anubarak that's walking away.
Yeah, I see that.
And then we waste like all this. He wastes all this time in Odin form when I'm dead, and we have nothing else that we can possibly do. And then there's then you know, there's the knockback from Lit again, and then we, you know, kind of do this re-engage thing, and then I totally get, you know, I was trying to force getting back to you guys. It was stupid for me to sit there and try to even combat with the dragon. I totally agree. It's
like,
stupid, but
like I told you before, I was not really like focused on Lit. Now that you're pointing it out, like or Bacon rather, it's pretty terrible. But also like. Generally getting people to play around the healer that we have is so difficult. And that's another reason why we have to take these super decisive, committed fights, is because every time they disengage and re-engage, it's just so advantageous for them. Just because of how mana hungry and like not like sustainy Uther is. Like when there's 3 people this low, we have essentially lost the fight. Like, there's no way that I can heal you guys all up this far.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Definitely.
Like, we're better off, like, all hitting back and then, like, coming back if the skull count is low enough.
Right.
Like, and I see very little adaptation to, like, the support that we have. Like, it's that's what makes me so like worried about playing something like Malfurion, is that like he really demands that you like disengage if you guys get chunked, because I don't have like burst. You have to
burst,
like and it at this point I don't see like the ability to like change gears based on support. Like the only thing that I know is that like that we do is like, oh, we'll take slower tanks if we have a Lucio. Like, right. Like that's as far as it goes. Otherwise, I need to play like always an all around, like just generally good healer that can like burst and sustain.
Yeah, no, I hear you, dude. I played a lot of healer. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's definitely some of that awareness that a lot of people aren't paying attention to, you know, in the game.
I can't even play medic because no one else will look at my energy bar, and I will call over and over and over again, like, wait for me to get full, and they're like, yeah, we can sort of do that, and they'll take 3 steps back and start fighting again, and then just get chunked. And they have to, like, they make me pick between starting to use my energy again at 50% or letting them die, because they will die.
Yep. Oh yeah, I know. And so I've only got 2 more, and then
I'll probably
done from my little deals here. 37:20. So going back a little bit, I missed one. At 37:20 in your video is where the analysis starts, but it actually happens a little bit later than that. So this is where when I was watching, I realized how you and I were disconnected with regards to the D-Shield mosh with the Holy Cow. And so what happens is, I don't know why did I mark it wrong? Oh yeah, sorry. It's actually a little bit before that. 37 even is more where it's at, even a little bit before that. So the ending of it is around 37:20. So it's around 37 is kind of where it starts. Actually, it's a little bit before where you're talking about. So you were saying, you know, it's not a actually, I agree that it was a bad W. Oh yeah, W. Sorry, I was thinking Q.
So what am I looking for?
It's all the way. So sorry, I'm gonna push you back even further. It's actually around 36-31, and it's where I initiate onto Alexstrasza and Kel'Thuzad with a Q, and then I W them. Totally a bad call. I totally agree. Then what happens is then I mosh the KTZ.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things, so I completely agree with everything that you even say in this video about what I was doing incorrectly. I totally get it, and I learned from that about how just, you know, I don't know if you noticed tonight, I was playing a little bit more reserved with my W's and even my Q's. So I appreciate that. One of the things that I want to point out on this, though, so one of the things you say is, you know, about how, you know, getting even the Alexstrasza and the KTZ. One thing that I would like to point out, so I was definitely scared about the Anub going after me, and that's when I realized, I was like, you were always planning on just waiting for me to just mosh, and then you were gonna de-shield me. That's when I realized we had that lack of understanding, or I had that lack of understanding of your plan.
Do you mind if I ask what you thought before?
What I thought is, and how like I said, I've played a ton of healer. Uther is like one of my top played healers. I've main healed a lot in this game. The way that I always use D-Shield is, it is only for it is for saving people, like my damage, and it is for like empowering something like a Genji or a Greymane. The Holy Cow thing just is one of those things where I always thought as a healer, hey, if that guy is not able to get reliable mosh pits, I'm not too sure that it's like on multiple members, is it really worth burning 2 heroics? And so it's one of those things, if that wants to be your game plan, I'll try to make it at least getting 2 of them, and then you can Holy Cow me and we get it. But one thing that I wanted to point out is that so even after this, and you even say like, hey, it's fine, we get the KTZ. Like, you're like, and that's cool. Like, you know, I agree with your original assessment that it would be better to get 2 than 1. But the problem is, if you watch it, we barely get KTZ. He's like the lowest health pool character in the fucking game, and we burn 2 heroics to kill him, and we don't even kill him within the time frame of the mosh. We get him after the mosh is over. And they're there. The damage is all there.
Yeah, Cocoon is really good.
Yeah, Cocoon is good. We would have never gotten 2 of them.
If he had cocooned me after I de-shielded, they would have died so fast. Tychus is our main damage. Like, and that's one of the weaknesses of our comp, is that like they realize that if like the Junkrat he does sustained damage. He doesn't burst people down. So that was probably a mistake in the draft. If we had taken like Kel'Thus, like, it doesn't matter if they cocoon one of them. Somebody's gonna die, like, in the mosh, if not everybody. And and that's like a nuanced thing about mosh pit, is that you don't want sustained damage heroes with it.
Yeah.
But so like the Tychus is our only burst and whatever. Here's the other thing though, like a little bit of context in regard to what you were saying about I'm not gonna just throw D-Shield on you, like, without seeing who's gonna get hit in mosh pit, and I have the additional resource, not in this game because I felt that Guardian of Ancient Kings would be good, but I have the option of just cleansing you first and being like, let's see who he gets. Like, if I'm really not feeling on top of my reaction times, but yeah, just like a 4-second AoE stun it's worth 2 heroics, like, to make sure that it lasts that long. If you have the damage to follow up, for sure. No, and Junkrat gets a little better at 16 when he gets that spread shot. Yeah, exactly. And he can walk up and just hit everybody. Sure.
No, and going forward, I am gonna be a little bit more liberal with my mosh pits, knowing that follow up is going to be occurring, especially if I can get 2 targets guaranteed. I'm not gonna worry like, hey, the Anub's gonna burrow me, or hey, the whatever is gonna hit me. I mean, that was a pretty sick cleanse that you had even on the Battlefield of Eternity game that unfortunately just the Kerrigan got it. The Kerrigan got the stun on me.
But like even then, like one of the advantages of Mosh Pit, like say we draft ETC and whatchamacallit, and we get, like Uther gets banned or taken out from under us or something. Like Mosh Pit still has like psychological value and value in that if you just hold it, like they have to hold on to their cooldowns for interrupting it because they don't know who's going to be in it, and like it just takes so much CC off the table until you commit, until you get to that like perfect moment where you, if you can get everybody or whatever. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely like a weird ability, but like the optimal thing is like have Tyrael or Uther with it and just make it guaranteed, and I'm gonna watch that Braxis video. I'm really interested to
sorry,
watch it. Sure.
There's one more. So the last thing is on we're level 17, even actually. It's amazing how even this game was, and that we lost it. We gave up a lot of immortals, but you know that's another part of the story.
We have so many more kills than them. Where we were last watching.
Yeah, it's 10-5 where I'm at. It's at 47:05 on your video is kind of the start of the whole sequence. It's when their immortal is going down. It's 5. You know, everybody's up. Everybody's good. The Greymane jumps the wall to try to kill you. You are well, not perfectly healthy. You're at half health. I slide in, and then and stun him. You stun him too, and then the noob even burrows in to try to help him out. Lit is standing right above me, so I'm like, okay, Lit's there. I looked on the mini map. I remember this. I'm like, Tychus is really close, and he's actually kind of in the frame as well. I mosh pit, and I get both of them. Now, if you watch this, so in your commentary, it's basically about how I shouldn't have used it to save you. The point wasn't to save you. The point was to kill them. And if you watch Lit, so Lit does one thing. Lit, if you look, he's got Riptire up.
Yep.
And what he does is he just walks away. I'm pretty sure he was trying to walk away from the immortal ice things because he didn't want to get caught by the KTZ, and Alexstrasza was kind of hovering over there as well. But he runs away, and then actually up at the top, you can't see it on yours. On mine, you can see he just starts shooting some minions. I'm not too sure why. He just starts shooting some minions over there. Also, if you look, it's kind of hard to see on yours. If you go back to the video and watch it, you'll see Bacon throws a grenade, hits Greymane. It's actually pretty good. It actually doesn't knock him out of it. He knocks him further into it, so it was a good grenade. And then he starts shooting the immortal. While the mosh is going, he shoots the immortal. He's shooting the immortal while I've got a mosh going with 2 of them in it, and there's nothing that they can do to stop
What's
it.
really unfortunate is that he's 2 seconds away from Odin, and he gets cocooned.
Oh yeah. He's actually got it when he gets cocooned. Yeah.
But like that doesn't like help him stay out of it or anything. I'm trying to see what Lit's doing here.
Lit's just walking up. Like I said, I think he's scared of the immortal thing, which I get. He's got Riptire up, and then after stun, then Riptire comes out, and it's like, okay, it kind of zones him a little bit. We could have secured a kill on Greymane, but
the unfortunate thing is that like you can see what he has instead of a mana bar that he's empty on the Q.
Oh yeah, he's out of grenade shots. I get it. He has a Riptire available, and there's a Greymane sitting there with a Tychus sitting on top of him. Now the Tychus doesn't shoot him, unfortunately. He shoots the immortal for some reason.
Doesn't he target the Greymane? But he's like
no.
He runs it back into their back line.
Runs what? You mean Lit? Sorry. Yeah, Lit throws it at the Greymane, but he's already been healed up because Alexstrasza got him with the cleansing flame.
Yeah.
So these are the types of things where I'm saying that it is not. There is so much that I'm not too sure why. It's very bizarre because I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody is able to do the things that are needed to be done, but there is no, I think our biggest problem is there is no, like, focusing. There's zero focus. Everybody's just kind of playing their own game as we go.
And to you and me, like, focusing the gray main is self-evident, but, like, in Bacon's position, every single team fight he's gotten cocooned. Like, he is probably very, like, at this point, upset about having to walk into a Nubarak to get any damage done. And then Lit, like, he's playing, like, a sustained poke hero. We should have, like, Johanna and Malfurion, like, just, like, a team that really gets, like, some kind of, like, advantage from having a Junkrat on their team, where, like, they just get this, like, insane, annoying-ass poke all game long, where, and like, any damage they do gets healed up over time, and they can't lock us down. It seems so awkward in this composition that's, like, just trying to win team fights, like, immediately. Because if he's doing... Junkrat isn't a very versatile hero, like, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. He doesn't really have the option to, like, be like, oh, we're running a CC train? Well, let me use all my cooldowns, which are, like, a trap and a thing that will displace them, and then more auto attacks. Like,
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. No, I hear you, dude. I hear you. It's definitely awkward, but like I said, there, you know, and.
But at the same time, like, it's like I was saying, it seems self-evident to us that, like, oh, you've got two people in Moshpit, you got Greymane and Nubarak. Well, let's have all four of us attack Nubarak. Where is Valise right now?
He is. I mean, that's another part. I'm really not too well versed in exactly what the solo is supposed to do, but he, like, does this weird thing where he comes up behind them and walks past, like, the KTZ and stuff, like, and comes into the fight, like, a little bit after. It's
and
weird.
That's another thing. Like, when you have a Dahak on your team, you can't engage until he's in position. Like, you have to play around his travel time and, like, when his Z is up. Like, that's another cooldown that you have to worry about in, like, making sure you're able to team fight. It adds another layer of complexity to our engages.
I agree, dude, but with this one specifically, as we're looking look, he's there. He decides to walk through the bottom lane and come up behind them while we're fighting.
I'll watch it. I want to see what he does.
Yeah, it's like, you can see him on the mini-map.
He grabs KTZ with the pull, and then...
Yeah. And then I think he tried to...
Then he helps get Bacon out for a little bit, but...
yeah.
Well, Isolation's still up. Like...
You mentioned somewhere in the video that he should have isolated that KTC a long time ago.
Yeah, but, it's too late. Like, nothing... It doesn't matter because the Mosh is already over. Like, there's nothing he could really do about it. Like, once, like, he chose what time he chose to commit in. But, like, that's the other thing. Like, it's supposed to be our job to call him in. Like, right?
I mean, at 47-41, you see that he is, though, everybody's there. Everybody. Bacon's there. The noob is, you know, he's just in the mosh pit. Valise is coming in from behind. You know, he's flanking from behind. Like I said, I was really... if you watch, you can see Bacon shooting the Immortal instead of either the Greymane or the Anub. He doesn't attack either one of them. He's standing literally right on top of a Nubarak. Like, he's got his gun right up his butt, and he can't, and he's not shooting him.
This is something where, like, Valise likes to play global heroes, but he's not active enough on the map. Like, where he's, like... And this is something I had to learn, like, and it was hard. Like, I had, like a high-level coach who was just shit-talking to me constantly about, like, oh, haha, you're on Brightwing and you never even look at your team. Like, you expect them to call you over all the time. Like, no, if you're alone in a lane, you don't have to expend any APM on your own. Like, just start an auto attack and your character will do the rest. Watch your team. And every time, and if you're like, if you want to cast a Q or something, like, hit spacebar, Q the minion wave, and then go back to looking at your team. And it's just something that he doesn't do yet. like we often put them on globals. I don't know. I think that's something that we could eliminate from our drafts for like a little bit, just to get used to 5-manning together without the added layer of complexity of like calling in our global, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I had, just to give you my thoughts on it. Like I said, dude, I really, really liked your analysis on that game. I really enjoyed watching it. There was a lot of good tidbits in there. I tried to put a lot of them to use tonight.
So watching my analysis again and not necessarily looking at the same stuff that I was looking at makes me realize just how much of a clown fiesta like our elo is. There's so like everyone is just operating on a different page, at least slightly, and I think this reinforces my opinion that it's not our drafting necessarily.
Yeah,
it's not like
agree,
bad maps or like characters we don't know about. It's just being on the same page and working as a team, and like identifying like. The more we do stuff like this where we watch replays, the more we'll be able to analyze these situations on the fly and see what we're not doing correctly. And it was the same thing in Melee. It took so long, like in a fighting game where you're committing like hundreds of actions per minute, like to think amidst all that and not autopilot.
Right.
But eventually you accrue the hours and you like become a smart player who can like analyze on the fly, and not smart's not even the right word. It's like experienced enough. Like,
yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean, I already know just from like how I was even playing a year ago, I can already tell the difference in what I know and how I how I even react to things on the map. And so, I mean, you just learn through, like you said, through the experience. But yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know how to fix it. I don't know if I mean, I would love. And I know it's only been one night, but I would love to try Bacon calling attack targets.
That's fine with me.
To see if that would work.
And I think we could like manage that if we wanted to continue having me run like macro calls.
Yeah.
And him on engages. Like that's fine. I think that'll work really well actually. And
I mean, I think it would be really good just because Lit will attack what he attacks, and if they're in range, if they're both in range, then I'm in range, and if that's the case, then I don't have to worry about whether or not they are there with me, if it's a good place to go. I mean, I'll definitely still call if I see something and I'm gonna slide in. I'm still gonna call out like, hey, sliding on the ball or sliding in, I'll call out those sort of things. But if he could just do generally the shot calling on targets, it would be very helpful.
I think he'd be really amenable to that too, so
okay,
I don't think it'll be an issue.
I mean, show anybody my VOD on that Raxus game. Listen to it, watch it on my stream.
I'm already like going to include it as part of this recording, like after we're done talking about this.
Cool. Well, it's late. It's probably really fucking late for you, man. But
yeah, it's 1:30 in the morning.
And I'm gonna go to bed.
Work at 8.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. So, you have a good night, and I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you tomorrow at 7.
Yeah, we'll do.
Later, man. Thanks for talking.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being involved.
Oh yeah, no problem. See ya.
Later. Whew. Alright, let's close out of Discord. And let's watch this Raxus holdout game with the comms.
Getting the hell out of there.
Just a reminder, this is Doc's POV, so it'll be from the point of view of the Tyrael, but I'm going to try and keep a more overview.
Yeah, I tried to run away from you.
Sorry.
If you need heals, don't run on. I really like how well you're countering the flame strikes on the minion wave, like just saving your W for it and keeping it alive. Like that makes such a huge difference in the laning phase. Like how many resources they have to commit to clearing the wave.
Ooh, that jumped you up. Like I hit it before.
Oh shit, my bad.
Definitely walk out of the tether and then E away if you need to. Good awareness.
We are gonna pass that bomb card.
Very nice.
Back off. I'm gonna back and then I'm gonna fly top and help Ragnaros.
Hella far. I'm lit up, guys. It's just still
At least I'm not gonna be. Okay. Alright, I'm not. Okay. I'm coming back then. Flying into this bush up there.
Yep.
Flying in here. It's fine. That scared him off.
Yeah, but Blaze is top now.
I got wave.
Alright, right off the bat, fucking 50 armor, like physical armor, for Greymane is huge. Like, maybe not so much into this comp, and you can take Darkflight, but you get so much, potentially, what, you can get survivability, or, I think it's attack speed? No, like mana back? Yeah, there's no more Drought Overflow. This is actually pretty good, like, in sustained fights, you can just shoot forever and have infinite mana. Like, if it just allows you to use Inner Beast all the time. Eyes in the Dark, it's fine, you probably don't need it against this team. Thick Skin is also, it's still, like, on top of your 10 armor that you have naturally in Worgen form, it just allows you to be so aggressive lit. Like, that, I think this is generally, like, the standard pick, and you pick one of these other two if you absolutely need it. And, like, in the non-cocktail build, I know this is old, but if you go Wolfheart, Insatiable, Quicksilver Bullets, like, so good. You just shoot forever and you never lose mana and you have a crazy attack speed. Or Wizened Duelist with Thick Skin is also really good. It allows you to actually stack your... and you want to be aggressive with Tyrael on your team post 10. Like, you want to be aggressively using Worgen form and, like, just, and Inner Beast all the time. Which you're doing. Which is good. I can't imagine why you think the block talent is bad.
I didn't do it.
Damn it!
They can just fly.
Yeah, I can go. Don't know where Malthael is?
here, Bacon, if you want to stand on point.
I think this is just a good combination. Like Tyrael has burst protection and Malfurion for like the sustained healing. It seems really good. Like even with a player down because we're running 2 top, we can be like really aggressive safely. Into a team that's not light on damage.
I kind of want to push this. They're not really pushing bottom.
Oh.
Getting low, Bacon.
He heals so fucking much.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Doc.
Let him in, let him in, let him in.
We got no hard engage to stop him, really.
He doesn't have tap.
Nice.
Someone they're coming up, I think, Blaze.
Ooh. I don't know about that
Coming
Q
up,
in.
if he is, I'm gonna
Nope,
fly him
he's
behind.
down here. He's down
Okay,
here.
okay. Okay.
Luckily Malfurion's busted.
Can I help you get well? And then that should give you a huge advantage.
Yep.
Dragon's out.
Holy fuck, I don't get it. She got him. Maybe I should just be bottom.
So you think I just flat out beat him in lane?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have been wrecking his shit, as the kids say.
You're going so far.
I'm trying to not hit you with the goddamn thing.
Mateo top again. 2 top, 2 top, 2 top. Blaze is on point, Blaze is on point, Blaze is on point. No eyes on Blaze, no eyes on Blaze.
We got someone on point.
Oh my god, I do straight up out trade Maltheo.
Yep.
Oh. I can't take top. Right the back. Oops. I'm gonna go bottom. No shit. I'm gonna go bottom to the XP. We didn't lose bottom. Three bottom. Three bottom. Give me 10. 10. Give me 10. Oh my god, I got pyroblasted.
Why don't you fly out?
With a pyroblast Kel'Thas. Good kills. Can you push that fort?
I have?
Fortunately, your roots were only for TC, I think.
Yep. sing.
Oh, Jesus fucking God. Gotta believe we can do this.
We do have the team with boss control, by the way. Just
So far, I haven't been seeing much of the bacon comms.
they're going up. 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 Nope.
They bunkered up here for some reason.
Kalthos is bottom.
Nice rip.
Kalthos has gone bomb build.
Careful.
Yeah, don't die too far. They got a lot of bullets down.
If you guys want to fight, let me know. I still have flying
They
gust,
have 13. They have 13. I would wait.
but Kalthos is down here. No eyes on KT.
Another bunker.
How many are up there?
Go,
Four
go,
at
go.
least.
I'm just realizing now, Tyrael into Alexstrasza, Holy Ground gets some pretty decent value in that you can always like just queue onto where she puts her heel and deny it. Just some food for thought. I'm sure you ended up taking Law and Order. And,
Flying in this bush, flying in this bush, flying in this bush. Shit.
I mean, they're both good talents. I'm just wondering if in the specific context here, it might not have been
Nice.
better.
Nice smash.
Good shit.
I'm gonna go boss.
And there was no focus fire call there. It was just like everyone popped their AoE, and including the sanctification.
I'm on my way. Start the boss. Start the boss.
Kalthos is still here, top. Yeah, everything there was just perfect. I'll clear, I'll clear, I'll clear. On KT.
There's a focus call. I think
Oh,
Bacon and I
nice.
both
Nice
said at the
on
same
that.
time, KT.
He has bomb build, by the way, so he's going for like the explosion.
Which is a
range
good thing.
huge.
Means we both have the same idea. Poking this fort down. Risky business, splitting up like this.
They're here. They're here.
Get out safely.
We need to. Wait.
We got. They just destroyed that thing. We got nothing really. I guess we got that.
That's alright.
Yeah.
Backing off. Can we fight on point? I have fly and gust. We can just do the same thing. Blaze is up here. Blaze is up here. Blaze Alexstrasza, Malthael.
We need to get them. Go top.
Well, I don't know if we. I think we won 16 first. I'm gonna soak bottom wave.
That's a good call.
I'm not there. I'm not there.
I'm all side up and bacon.
Yeah.
Careful, bacon.
Yep. There's Maltheo down here.
Wait for that armor to the depot.
I can fly in. Maltheo's here.
There's only we only see Blaze. I don't know where the rest of them are.
Maltheo's here. Oh, three of them here. Three down.
Trade just this because we're 16. Yeah.
Yep.
I see force to fight bottom.
I can get a nice aggressive gust. I'm actually gonna push the wave.
Okay, don't fight him for that.
Blaze! Oh. That's fine. Just engage the dragon. Get away from me, get away. Okay. Oh, they are nowhere
We
near.
should keep. Yeah, we should keep. Oh shit, they're back.
It's fine. Just clear it. Just clear it. We have rag.
We can clear him or
Push the keep, yeah.
yeah, but gotta. Oh, wow.
This thing's already, yeah, it's already gone. Swear to God. Push wall?
Yeah, pressure bottom.
Out of my D.
No man, I'm just autoing,
They're there. Let's get out.
Yeah. Oh, you little bitch. I don't have enough mana for gust. I don't have enough mana for gust. I'm going back.
Get in the
Well, I'll go bot, but just look off there.
Blaze bottom. Bottom, I don't have any. I can't safe soak this.
Just walk these up.
Boss is up.
Let's walk these forward a little bit and make them deal.
Our camp is up.
Are they gone?
Yep, they're on their game.
Yeah, that's good.
Man.
We have
I have gust. I have gust.
we have holy ground, right?
We have gust, sank. They do have bunker. So I'll try and get
I
Blaze
said
in.
flaw in order.
We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. That's literally just fine. I'm not even gonna gust. I'm not even. Yeah, I'm not even gonna gust. Blaze.
Just body block. Just stand here.
Push with bots.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
That's the game. I think maybe he overstated the significance of the comms. It just seemed like because the two-lane nature of the map, there wasn't a lot of like complicated options. But like, it's not like he wasn't calling. I still think it's worth trying him out on that. I kind of want to watch this replay from the POV of the solo lane, just to see what was going on up there. So we go Sulphurous Hungers. Yeah, I don't hate the meatball build here against Malthael. Like, he has so much advantage in like a stand-up melee fight that basically the only thing you're worried about is just clear the wave. Like, yeah, this is exactly what you need to do, but without taking this damage. Like, just if he's standing there, just put the meteor on him, activate your E on a minion, like, it's fine. Like, because of how quickly Sulfuris or Empower Sulfuris is up, you can try and combo, like, get the front line and then the back line. You don't have to use your E to get in and hit the whole minion wave and like try to cook the wave for your quest. Just take it where you can get it. Boom, just like that, easy peasy. Look how little damage has been done to these towers. Like, your objective in this matchup, Ragnaros versus Malthael, is to lose as slowly as possible. You're not gonna win it. That's why we have the global, like, to send up to win a 2v1 real quick. And then, like, we win a 2v1, we get a kill, we take this tower, we give up this tower, or beacon rather. We get this beacon, and then we walk Felsta down, we get our 4v4 again. Like, and you get, like, ahead and soak. The objective is not to win your lane with this composition. It's to safely soak the lane, stay at high health relatively, and capitalize on our fast rotations with Falstad. And I think the shifting meteor build is fine for that. Like, it allows you to poke more safely and, like, do, like, a quest that's safe without sacrificing your health pool. See, right now you could just get 2 here and then let the waves fight a little more, get a couple more. Like, if you're hellbent on the Sulfuris build. But yeah, either way, you don't want to overcommit to this. Like, you are insurance. Like, the first reason we're drafting Ragnos here is that you're insurance against losing the beacons. Because we have Ragnos, it doesn't matter that much if we lose the beacons. That's, like, you saw that. So this is unimportant. You don't have to be doing this. This trading only benefits him. The best way you can take control of this shrine is to push your wave up. Let him have it and push your wave up, and make him pick between taking tower damage and having the beacon. If you're both missing the soak and neither of you, like, and you're just, this is just benefiting him. If we're losing our lane, we'll just send Falstad up to you to win yours, which is what ends up happening. And not to take away from that, that's good that you did that, but does that really benefit us? You're missing as much soak as he is. Like, you're both at the spawn. Like, it's not as valuable as not missing any soak, and because remember, we're pre-level 5. The minion wave is worth more than a kill. And if you can chip at him, like, this looks pretty bad. And it's only gonna get worse once he gets die alone, like if he takes it. Oh, yep. So that's oh no, release. Yeah, And that was a result of the fact that you know, had to go trade with him and take a bunch of damage. Now that he's got die alone, you like, the kill you got before, no way. Never happened. Sun false that up. And just as a general thing, because the healing is so diminished now, like, I think just any ranged solo laner is gonna bully Malthael a little bit. What? What? Okay, yeah, Gathering Storm. You still take hammer gains, man. Yeah. I mean, this is fine. This can sort of be used the same way, where, like, basically you use your W preemptively to make sure you don't take damage. But, like, hammer gains, I can see why you would take it on this map, just because there's not a lot of PvE going on. Oh, I don't know. You're getting chunked now. Pale horse. Cue this. But you guys need to push this minion wave up. Oh my gosh. Get baited. Wouldn't it be great if you were healing right now? Nice. Boomerang! Boomerang! Terrible. What a trash lord. I think you've been in this lane too long. Honestly, I think we could, like, we're getting damage, which is fine, but I think probably it'd be better off if you were back in the 4-man. Ooh, I just got deja vu. How does Rag die here? Did he tank some tower shots? Is that what happened? What is that symbol? Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah, you're taking tower shots, at least. What are you expecting? You're playing yourself. I get your lightning. So the reason I like hammer gains is because it is deceptive amount of healing, or like you have more health than you actually have, because like with every auto you're refilling some of your health. That's obvious, but like if you're saving your W for like finishing up kills, like it baits people into fights that they can't win. So like you're autoing, you're healing, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, I'm going to reach 0 HP before them. And then suddenly, gadonk, the W is on them, and you dive forward instead of like using it away. And you get these awesome traits. It's just a style preference. I personally think it's like superior talent, but like that's just like a usage opinion. Or like sequencing. I think it allows you to like sequence in a more versatile way, like fit the situation. Whereas if you don't have hammer gains, you're like, you always have to proactively use your W. See, he's tapping right now. You could have just healed yourself up off the minion wave. And that's the other thing. It allows them to do camps better. It's just more PvE strength, whereas I guess you can use the lightning shield on the camp and get the shielding. Yeah, I guess that would be the takeaway. The main one is that like Ragnaros isn't really like a win the solo lane like really hard hero. He's got self-sustain with his Q, and he's got poking wave clear, and he's got like a self movement increase. But like really, you're just there to soak. You're not there to bully. Like you're there to soak safely and use your trait when like the objective calls for it on whichever map we're using it. So I think you just have to like adopt a different mindset from like the Sonya, Malthael, like the Haka, like, oh, if I outplay I can win my lane. Yeah, that's technically true, but like it doesn't really fit Ragnaros' strengths. His strength is that like on shrines where it's about killing lots of minions, or on Braxis killing lots of minions, like it's about, you know, like if you're, the whole reason to take him is his trait. If the trait is useful, he's a good hero on that map. If it's not, you should be, if you're trying to win your lane and like aggressively bully it, then you ought to pick a different hero. Which not saying Ragnaros can't do it, but it's like not the point of him, and other heroes do it better. But like the meatball build is not like bad. A lot of people use it, and they use it a lot. Oh, but I think you typically take Catching Fire with the Sulfurous build. Yeah, the ability to give yourself 25 armor and with increased regen, that synergizes so well with a style based around getting up close and personal and using your like melee attacks. Spell block. Maybe this is a misclick. Yeah, that about covers that. I think that's enough review for one night. It's probably like a 2-hour video. Jesus. Yeah, that's it.